stunner of the night came with the 8th pick when the Falcons took who? What? Michael Penix Jr., obviously after plunging in free agency for Kirk Cousins at a guaranteed $100 million. That's $50 a year for the next 2 years. Hey, I love this move, but how about you, Michael? What you got?
I love this move, too. I thought this was, outside of what Chicago did, the still of the draft right here. Remember, we talked about this a while ago, but we talked about Atlanta going after Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. As a fill-in, still go and get your young quarterback, or we'll get a Russell Wilson and then go get a young quarterback. I dubbed it then the now and later. Remember I told you about that candy I like, the now and later. And what they got right now is great work right now for the young trio of gifted, talented players that they have, and Bijan Robinson. You know, they have Kyle Pitts and Drake London. I want to get the most out of those guys. They're Pro Bowl ready, budding on all-pro players right now. So I got Kirk Cousins in there right now for the next 2 years to throw this ball around. And then in those 2 years, I'm going to develop Michael Penix Jr. We talk every day up here on a desk, any TV, about the importance of the quarterback position in the NFL. Arthur Blank, time is running. He wants to get a ring. He says, since 2016, I've been without a quarterback. That's when Matt Ryan got MVP and they took him to the Super Bowl. He said, since then, I've been hurting at that position. And he said, I'm investing in it totally. I think they did a great job showing up the most important position in the National Football League for the now and the later. And all of the people to me, well, you had a pass rusher there. Are you serious? You can find pass rushers everywhere, anywhere, and a couple of them will be hanging around the street and you can pick up later. Quarterbacks are premium. You did what you have to do. It was a brilliant move. Don't listen to none of the rhetoric that comes from anybody that says it wasn't.
Okay.
You there?
No, I'm with Michael to a degree. I'm with Michael to a degree. I don't have a problem with the 8th pick of the draft. It is an
that left-hander, they used to Michael Vick, that left-hander.
You've been reading my phone?
Oh, no, but you had that in there?
Man, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's about the city. It's about the oh, I had a lefty, even though he don't run like Michael Vick. But all of those things.
And they get some hype. They get hype. Everybody gets hype.
And this is an owner's pick, right? Did Arthur Blank, and I know there's this video going around on social media.
It was of Terry Fontenot talking to after the
and they want to make it seem as though he's explaining to him. Don't believe that. That's a lie. I'm telling you the truth. This is an Arthur Blank selection. Because in 2 years, Michael Penix will be ready to challenge Kirk Cousins for the starting spot.
If not before, but
I was going to say, if not before. I doubt it will happen this year.
No.
Most likely, if anything, in 25, they'll start to look at it. Because it's not the same as it used to be where you got money tied up in somebody and you go, well, we got to play this dude because we got 50 million. They don't care anymore about that because the salary cap is so large that they'll just cut bait. They did it with Russell. They'll just cut bait. They'll cut bait. So the earliest I see him playing is in 25 and challenging him, right, in this situation. The thing that you got to think about, Michael mentioned it, they got offensive weapons.
Great.
They got a little speedy dude in Mooney who they brought in from Chicago. They got Pitts and Drake London. They got Bijan Robinson.
Who is just a
defensively, everybody wanted them. Everybody wanted them to do something defensively. There are no defensive game changers at 8 in this year's draft. So when you look at it, you say to yourself, I need a quarterback for the future. And I have an opportunity to get one. Because we don't know what's going to be out there in 2024, or 2025, 2026 at the quarterback position. It may not be a quarterback even taken in those 2 years of the draft in the first round. We don't know. But we know right now we have an opportunity to get a guy that we believe in, and everyone says his age is age. Okay, well, what does that mean? That's good. He's older. That's good. If we can get 5, 6, 7 years out of him, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. His age doesn't matter. Here's what does matter. His injury history.
It does.
And the injury history is all about his ACL for the most part, which is all twice on the same knee. 1 in 18, 1 in 20. Okay. They repaired it. He went on to play, hadn't had any ACL injury since.
Played the whole year.
Played the whole year.
All right.
Sometimes guys do get shoulder injuries when the linemen are falling on them, but that's all quarterbacks.
And he had two different ones.
And he had two different ones. But it's not like he's had them this year. Those are all past injuries that seem to be okay now.
Four times prematurely ended a season for him with these injuries. Okay.
And I'm okay with that because he's medically cleared by my doctors.
By now he's learned.
Yes.
Get down.
And so it's a good pick. It was a surprising pick, but it's a good pick.
Yeah. It's only surprising until you sit back and look at the scope of it. And to Michael's point, it's a quarterback.
He's a quarterback.
And it also tells you they're not completely sold on Kirk Cousins, but as you always say, it's just the cost of doing business in today's NFL. We don't have anybody, and he's available. Okay, let's just close our eyes and say, let's just take him. I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan, never have been. He's pretty good during regular season, sometimes very good. Sometimes you've loved Kirk Cousins. He's still 1-3 in the postseason, so he has one playoff win, while Dak Prescott has 2. So Dak's got 2 to Kirk's 1. But
that right there.
But you just bet $100 million guaranteed dollars on that Kirk Cousins because you don't have a quarterback. And all of a sudden, it dawns on you, wait a second, is it possible he'll be there at 8? Well, I told both of you, we talked yesterday, who's your third best quarterback in the draft? Obviously, there's Caleb, and obviously there's Jaden. And I told both of you, I'll take Michael Penix Jr. over Drake May as my third best quarterback.
You and Dion.
Okay, that is true. He campaigned for him. Well, he not only campaigned, he said it's an injustice to this young man that nobody's paying enough attention to what he accomplished. I sat in this chair last year, and I campaigned for him to win the Heisman over your guy, Jaden, just because he carried them to an undefeated season. Undefeated. And he got to Michigan in that game, and they beat the unholy hell out of him. I mean, they couldn't protect him. He got ramsacked in that game. You know,
but when you look at that Michigan game, that's the NFL, though.
Yeah, that's it.
So when you evaluate them, you are looking at that Michigan game because that's what he's gonna see in the National Football League.
But what I hear when he said he carried him to an undefeated season, he said he carried. The word he used was carried. Now. When I see Minnesota and when you see Atlanta and you see Kirk Cousins, you say, well, Kirk, he took people great. You mentioned it, nice regular season, but didn't do so great in the playoffs, right? Okay, and we don't know. We're saying 2 years from now, Kirk, maybe we do some great winning in this regular season, and the big moment come and you sputter, and we let the kid. This thing could happen quicker than you think, is what I'm saying. Okay. You know what I mean? But so
I get Kirk this year.
Yeah, and I do too. I do too. But I get Kirk this year. You get in a playoff, or you get in these primetime games where you've had problems winning, and this kid happened to get a moment. You may not have all of this year. Because then everybody will be saying, let's keep him running with that kid. And he could be Dak Prescott, and Tony Romo thing situation.
It could be. All right, you were there at the Combine. You saw it up close and personal. I just saw it.
Off his hand.
Hey, it flies out of his hand.
Hey, boy, that was it.
Keyshawn pointed out the release is a little elongated. It's a little elongated.
Long. It flies off his hand.
But you know what's so crazy, Skip?
When it comes off his hand.
You know what's so crazy? How do I say this? He and Kirk Cousins, whatever. Him and Kirk Cousins kind of got the same release point.
Okay.
It's like it looks hard when they throw.
Yeah, but some people are built for the moment. We had that conversation yesterday, and some people aren't. Now, right now, in all the experiences we have seen, those moments have gotten by Kirk Cousins. But this here's the different thing right here.
And here's another thing that I like. Another thing that I like about him going to Atlanta and his opportunity to play whenever that time is, like Michael said, you got guys that are Pro Bowl, verge of Pro Bowl, verge of All-Pro.
Yep.
You had dominant playmakers with you at Washington. So it's not going to be
one for sure.
It's not going to be a shock to the system where all of a sudden. So you was playing with a pro, an NFL #1 pick
he's
at the receiver position in the Duze, who went to Chicago. So when you get Drake London and you get Kyle Pitts and company, you with some pros again. So you feel much better than having a bunch of dudes that's just wearing jerseys.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot different for them quarterbacks when they got guys that can catch it.
Way important for your development.
So Kirk Cousins' agent said last night that Kirk was a bit confused by this pick.
Wow.
I got no sympathy. I'm sorry.
No, I don't either.
You just got your $100 million guaranteed, right?
You're not, okay. You're not Troy Aikman. You're not Brett Favre.
You haven't won
You're not
in the playoffs.
Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
You're not Joe Montana. And the only reason why I'm naming these guys is because these quarterbacks were still, really good when they selected.
That's true.
Quarterbacks behind them.
Yeah, you're right.
But you're not. So chill. You know this is a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
This is what it is. You are on an audition for 2 years.
Underpaid.
And you're not underpaid.
You didn't give anybody a discount, so you was like, I thought we made a promise to each other. I gave you some money off, so let's just let that go.
Well, did he really give you some money off?
No, he did not. So I'm asking him to stop asking for favors if he didn't give favors.
Stop.
If that's what we're saying.
The agent,
let's go compete, baby.
I understand the agent is doing his job.
Yeah.
And you may have thought for some reason they was going to get a player or two that could help you today.
Sure.
But that's not what they thought. They said I need a quarterback.
And one last thing we need to say before we move off this as it pertains to Kurt. Also, Kurt has always had some pretty great players playing with him. I mean, he has switched off and Diggs and Thielen and then he goes
Cook at the running back spot.
He has
and Rudolph at the tight end.
Justin Jefferson, all of
Addison.
And now he has great players now. He has great players now, and he still hasn't had that playoff success. And I like Kurt. I hope he has that playoff success.
He was your MVP
but that tells you even more reasons. That even tell you more. That was a brilliant pick by them by saying, listen, get us as close as you can. If you can't go over that promised land, then we gonna make a move.
I think he wanted to know what they were gonna do with the pick, and they didn't tell him what they would do with the pick till right before.
They said they did it on the phone when when they're on the clock. Yeah.
Right.
But you're not.
Yeah. But they don't know.
Everybody got. But everybody. No. But everybody. There's a pecking order in this business, man. And he ain't in line to be. This ain't Tom Brady.
I agree.
You're not in line like that. They don't see you as they need to talk to you about what they getting ready to do. It's not like that.
But now, now I'll give him this one leaf off the tree. This one leaf off the tree. They did start giving these reports that, Raheem Morris really likes Michael Penix Jr. Now that right there is the head coach already saying he really liked the young guy. He's going to be trying to get me out. So I'll give him that, just that you snap that one leaf right there and say, hey, you know what I mean? Because that's something right there.
Okay. And
read
finally,
the room.
Do not underestimate the fact that Kirk Cousins at 35 is coming off Achilles reattachment. And you guys know it's the most mysterious, difficult injury in all of sports. And you don't know how he's going to come back from that. And there's always a chance, I'm knocking on wood for him.
He looked good, though, when I little workouts I saw him.
No, but that's what you said about Aaron Rodgers, too, right?
Well, he looked good.
Okay, but the point is, you never know for sure. So as an insurance policy, just in case, you can't get a better insurance policy than this, right?
I loved it. I can't believe, Skip, you and I are the only ones that love that pick. Everybody else has been killing them.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. As much as we talk about the importance of quarterbacking.
What you mean you and Skip the only one?
What?
You're not listening to me?
But you kind of...
You came around.
You came around.
No, I like it. It's good. What you want me to do, jump on the table? It's a good pick.
It was a great pick. It was a great pick.
It's a great pick.
It was a great pick.
I'll say great, make you feel better.
And you know what I love about it the most?
Great pick.
Is it those people in that war room were not afraid of the flack that was going to just come from everywhere.
But that's because everybody anticipated them going defense and not really understanding what they want to do.
Yeah.
You're not in the room. How you just going to say what the people want to do? You have no idea.
Okay.
None.
All right.
That's why, like Michael said, you got to take that leaf. You got to read the room with that leaf off that tree. Coach started saying, hey, this is what we want.
Yeah.
I like this quarterback. And they knew they wasn't going to get him in the second round.
There were several analysts last night who said that Michael Penix was overdrafted that high, that he didn't belong that high. I'm with Michael. If this is your guy and you believe, and this is your future or your franchise, who cares how high it is? Do you want to risk somebody's going to take him? Because once you get Minnesota's just lurking, they're going to take somebody.
Every single quarterback is drafted high, higher than what they probably should be.
Yeah, and as you know, every year
all of them,
about half of them are going to be missing.
Yeah,
but we heard last year how D'Amico Ryan and Stroud, C.J. Stroud had really connected, and we saw when D'Amico said, I told you I'm coming to get you. Yeah. I'm sure some of that's going on between
I think
Coach Morris and Michael Penix. I told you I'm coming to get you. And see, people don't understand the value of a young coach grabbing a young quarterback that's going to be with him and doing that kind of thing, saying it's us together. I thought you saw it last year in Houston. That's what he's trying to
help
create
me real quick, Skip, because if my mind is correct, Raheem Morris's first draft in Tampa Bay, he took Josh Freeman at the quarterback position.
Boy, they went places for 1 year.
And this is his first draft in Atlanta. He took another quarterback.
Hey, that's good, Key.
No, I just thought about that.
Listen, Josh Freeman was pretty good. He had some issues off the field. Okay.
Yeah, I just was thinking.
Didn't they go
defensive-minded coach taking a quarterback?
Didn't they have a 12-4 year or 10, maybe 10?
Yeah, they had a playoff year.
Yeah, they had a playoff year.
It's smart, though.
Interesting.
It's smart for a defensive coach.
I hate to inflict this next topic upon Keyshawn Johnson.
What happened now?
But Paul Pierce is going to join us to talk Los Angeles Lakers RIP.
Paul was on vacation and he cut it short to come back just to get on him. That's what Paul told me to tell y'all. He said he's coming back for this.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.